Hey everyone, Laura at Lyman Joy here. Today I'm going to go ahead and do the month of August budgeting. I'm going to plan it all out, see what I need to readjust, making sure I have a zero-based budget at the end. Take this as a sign if you haven't got your budget all set for August, it's time to do that. Grab a pen and paper, let's get into it so we can have a successful spending, saving, and building wealth month. If you don't know me, I am Laura at Lyman Joy. I'm a wife, a medical coder, and a mom of 6, and I'm on a journey to become debt-free, breaking those generational cycles of debt so the next generation can live and give like they were meant to. I do that by doing cash stuffing, savings challenge, debt payoffs, all the good stuff, and I'm going to show you how I set that up to have a successful month right now. All right, let's get straight into this budget with me and see what the budget is looking like this month. At first, I like to just go ahead and map out my calendar. I like to get a full picture of what I'm doing with the money, where it's going, and how I'm using it, and if there's anything like that I need to consider going into planning this month. You know, we always know what our bills are, if they're coming or going or all that, but what sometimes hiccups us is if we don't consider the big picture. So I always like to start with a big picture view. So let me go ahead and get a pen here, and let's go ahead and start with what we're doing for this month. So we are going into August. So let's see right here, we're going into August. And first off, I like to think about, is there anything unique I need to consider for the month of August? And this is important because there is special things that come up and things that happen. So one of them is that we are going to be going camping. Another one is I'm going on a couple getaway. And I'm also dropping off my second oldest at college. So there is a big pack-filled month, and these things are going to cost money. You know, seeing these things, I know that for camping, we're going to need extra money for groceries and things for that. Couple getaway, right? I think I've already paid for the hotel, but some spending money and food money while we're there. And the second oldest, we're driving her there because, of course, we got to pack up all the cars, so we're going to need extra gas money. And so I'll probably do a little more than I normally do in these categories. For special occasions, my sister's birthday is this month, so I need to think about that. So, and then my youngest is turning 2. So, second birthday. Okay, so as far as any budget updates, I don't think anything's really changed. So I'm not going to put anything there. And so now I usually go map all this out. I'm going to map that out off screen just because I like to keep my dates and times kind of private. But do know this is where I'm going to go ahead and insert all the times of things that are happening, the dates, and I go ahead and pre-fill that in so I have a nice full overview of what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and get into the actual budget for the month of August. Okay, to save us all time, I went ahead and mapped out all my bills. I like to do all my bills first here. So I do my bills all on one page. These are things that are going to come out electronically for the most part. Let me make sure. Yeah, nothing comes out as cash. You know, though I did miss 2 categories, I need to add gasoline here. And groceries. I do not pull these out in cash. I know a lot of cash budgeters do, but I'm out and about. I go through so many groceries and so much gasoline as a family of 8. There's no way that I could keep up. So instead, I keep it on here, keep it a strict account, and make sure the checkbook is always really good and balanced. Okay. So yeah, everything on here is mapped out. Let's go ahead and for the budget kind of go through it. My mortgage is going to be $24.50. Welcome to California. If that seems shocking, it is, and we don't care for it whatsoever. But there's that $24.50. And then my son's dyslexic school, my oldest son is dyslexic, and so he goes to a private school. Interesting enough, here in California, dyslexia isn't really specialized in public schools. I know there is some states, like I believe Minnesota is one of them, and a few other ones that are really good at teaching people that are dyslexic. Unfortunately, California doesn't even really recognize it and doesn't really hone in on it as a specialty in education, at least in my town. I can't, I guess, say for every single town, but all the ones that are near me. So we had to find this dyslexic school, which has been absolutely amazing. Just everything is taught in a way that he can understand it, because he's not just dyslexic in reading, but dysgraphic, dyscalculia, he has it all. Let me go ahead and grab a sip of this coffee. I am still sick. If you were at my last cash stuffing, you already know that. And unfortunately, I'm still in the trenches of complete healing. So that's what that is for. Next, we're going to have my cable, and that is $70. And then subscriptions. And now I have lots of little subscriptions that come out, for Office for the computer, or Pandora, or things like that. And I go ahead and just add them all together and have them come out at the beginning of the month. My husband gets paid at the beginning of the month. He's a teacher, only gets paid once a month. And so it's really more beneficial that I put as much as I can on his paycheck, since they're larger than any of the other paychecks. So the total for all the subscriptions that I pay for every month are $80. And then Illuminations is $35. That is just a tithing that I do for Bible translation. I donate money every single month, and a certain amount of the Bible gets translated for people all over the world that don't have access to their translation of a Bible. So I really am passionate about that, and so that's where that $35 goes. My phone bill is $270. And then I have my electric and Capital One. So these are comboed because I'm debt free on my Capital One card, but I don't want it to close, and I want to earn the points, and I want to keep my credit growing. So what I do is, once a credit card is paid off, since I'm still in my debt free journey, instead of just closing it, which does hurt my credit, instead I put it away in a safe, and I put something on it that is large and recurring. And if you live in California, you know. And if you don't know, you're glad you don't know. But if you're in California, your electric bill is crazy insane unless you have solar. So I go ahead and put that on there, and then every month I pay it off. So it'll go on probably the 1st or 2nd, and then this will get paid on the 5th. And so there's no interest ever accruing. It works really nice for me. So for right now, I only have $100 on my electric bill that I am circulating, because we just got solar turned on, so we'll have to see what it is. It was at $800, so I'm feeling, my husband reassures me it's going to be $100. We will see, right? Okay, so Vivint is my security system that I use, and that's getting $20 for just like the service. My credit union credit card is going to get $200. My car payment, I cannot wait until I can pay this one off. I am currently working on the snowball method with my debt, which I'll explain when I get to my debt category. So I'm not at this one yet. I'm actually still working on my Capital One. So hopefully soon enough I will get there. Next is my car insurance, and this is a city card. So again, the city card is paid off, but my car insurance goes on there, and then I pay that just auto paid every month, which is $260 for my car insurance, which is going to be going down. So we'll have to see what that is. Like I said, my second oldest is going off to college, so she's on there, and as most know, younger people usually cost more money to insure. So we'll have to see how much we're going to be saving. I think she's something like $150 a month, so that'll be a nice savings to reallocate somewhere else next month. We'll have to see. Home Depot is going to get, let's see, $100. My Kohl's card is getting $70, which isn't Kohl's card anymore. They actually like transitioned it into a credit card. Really strange. I got something in the mail that said that transitioned, and that's what that happened there. Okay, so my solar, like I said, it's getting $160, and this goes on to my Capital One bill too. So anything to do with electricity, all of that goes there, and then I pay it. So really, my electricity is still $100 plus the $160, but it was $800. So I think that's good. As far as my car wash, I have a car wash subscription that's for $32, and a Gabb kid phone. I don't know if you ever heard of this. This thing's amazing. Okay, so I have 2 older girls. We've done the regular phones with them. They had access to the internet. It went pretty well, except for the fact that I don't want to manage their internet. I just don't. Until they're adults, there's so much on the internet. There's so many things that pull our children in so many different directions. I've just chose that after having kids and trying it and doing it, and even though it was okay, it's just getting harder and harder to control. And kids are super smart and they know how to get around a lot of things. So instead, I purchased a Gabb phone. My son is 13, almost 14. It looks just like a smartphone. I'll try to insert like a video here that I do, but it looks just like a smartphone. Even if you open it, it looks like it. So if any other child sees it, it won't be like this weird phone. But it has 0 internet. He cannot access the internet. He can't go on there for any reason. So I love that he can have it at school. He can have it if I need to call him. He can have it at a friend's house. And I don't feel like something's going to be accessed that shouldn't be, and that just adds so much confidence to me. I'll try to leave their link below in the description because it's been that powerful and freeing. It feels so free not to worry about, where their phone is, how long they've been on it, what games are they playing. No, I don't have to worry about any of that because there's no access to any of that. That's just for us personally. If they want to play video games or be on the computer, I like it right in my living room, right where I can see it. For accountability for them, accountability for us, like it just keeps it so much more safe. This internet thing, predators are out there. It's totally crazy, and I just want to protect my kids without hovering over them. So this way I don't have to ask him anything about it. He just has it. It's great. He can text his friends like normal. There's Gabb music that is child approved on there. And it's been fantastic. Okay, next is my pest control. They come every few months. I see here the total is actually $40. I think it gets charged every other month. So it's $80 total, but they only take it out every other month. So my easy loan is almost paid off there. That's $115. Sally Mae is for my eldest daughter. We pay half, she pays half, but she pays us. So the total altogether is $250 coming out of our account. Next is Amazon. I always just pay $50. And our water and trash here is $130. Next is another one, kind of like Illuminations, that I donate to. This is a local organization that helps combat sex trafficking. So I go ahead and I give them $50 for that. Unfortunately, in the United States, I don't know if you realize this, it is getting more and more prevalent. And it's everywhere, and it's just really important to stay vigilant and educate our children and be real honest with them of how dangerous it is. They're not, like the normal throw your, what people used to think of, which is you're walking down the street and get thrown in a van and taken. That does happen, but what I've learned in many of the conferences I've gone to is it's more so happening through manipulation and coercion and brainwashing and this slow grooming process. So, there's that popular movie right now, I forget what it's called, The Sound of Freedom, I think. And I know, that those things do happen like that. It is like that, but it's also in our backyard, and people are getting coerced and taken, and the detrimental effects on people are just astronomical. Okay, my Banfield subscription for Mr. Coda. This is for like his wellness visits. He is my English retriever that is very high maintenance. Let me just tell you, they have to be groomed, and he has to get all his shots and his nails and his ears and everything cleaned all the time. And so I like to make sure that he has a nice insurance policy for that. So that's $40. Our gardener, who is amazing and just cut down our tree in the front yard that was just causing issues, like laying on our house and overgrown completely, it finally has been cut down. So his is $120 a month. And then, like I said, on things to consider, right? We're going to consider that right now with gasoline and groceries. So I usually do about $800 for gasoline. We're going to do $1,000. Where we're going camping is about 4 hours away, so we're going to need extra gas money. And then for groceries, I usually do about $900. So what we're going to do also $1,000. And then there's one extra thing that I totally forgot of that I should have put first, but it is what it is our tithing. I always tithe 10% of every single money that we make. So we're also going to do about $1,000 there. It'll be a little bit more. Okay, our total income for the month is $10,500 all put together. That's all 5 paychecks. I have 2 jobs. My husband has a job. And then we have some other side income that comes together. All that together is $10,500. And again, this is for the month of August. All right. At the end of the month, for the closeout, I'll actually do what was spent. If there was a difference and any notations of anything that I may want to change next month. So I'm going to go ahead and add this up quickly, zoom you through it to save you time, and then we'll go from there. Next, we'll be planning out my cash envelopes, sinking funds, my debt snowball, and my savings challenge money after that. So let me go ahead and add this up. All right, so it looks like $8,720 is my total expenses, and the total income is $10,500. So let's take that $10,500 minus $8,720. We're looking at $1,780 left over. All right, let me go ahead and go to our next one, which is my finance planner, playing everything out from every single dollar. Now I take this $1,780 and I'm going to put it right here. That way I know how much I am working with. How much I am working with. So these are my cash envelopes. These are things I'm going to spend money on anyway, and if I don't account for it, then I'm going to go over. So these aren't really like, quote, extras. These are just things I know I struggle in spending too much money in these categories, so I have changed these into cash and put them in my cash wallet to keep me accountable and on track. So for this month, we're going to do eating out set at, let's see here, let's do $150. And date night, we're gonna do $100. Kids extra, we're just gonna do $15. I like to have just a tiny small little buffer in there in case I forget something. And then spending, I don't really need any spending money. Maybe I want a little bit when I go to my getaway. Let's see, we'll just do like 45. I think I have some left over actually from last time. iFun, we'll do 45 as well. Miscellaneous, I forgot, let's just do 15. And childcare, I actually don't need any childcare because we're still in summer. So the way this works too is I take us out a little bit from each paycheck. So I have 5 paychecks, but only 3 paychecks I cash stuff. The other one I'll go straight to my son's school. So this will be divided by 3, this will be divided by 3, so on and so forth, just to get a good feel for that. So now let me go ahead and add these up real quick. All right, $370. That's gonna go right here. Now I'm gonna take this $1,780 and I'm gonna minus the $370. All right, this gives me $1,410. Now this is my snowball right here that I am currently working on. If you follow me for my cash stuffings, you'll see every cash stuffing I map out how much money I've paid for that snowball, and it's supposed to be about $1,200 a month. All right, and so we're going to take this $1,410 and minus $1,200, and it's going to give us $210. All right, now we're going to go over here. That's 30, 15, 15, that's 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10 and 20, 120. I think it's like down there, but it's okay. So, interesting. I'll just take a picture of that. Okay, so we're going to take that 210 and we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Now, I have a lot of these pretty funded and I am going to start moving them, create some new envelopes. But for now, as we finish, fully funding these, I'm going to go ahead and do 20 in car maintenance this month. Haircuts, we're just going to do 20. We're doing pretty good there. Moving, I don't need that much for moving because moving's super long term out. I'm just going to do 10. Pet care, we'll do 20. Business expenses, I don't really need anything. Let's do 10. Health, I don't really need anything. We'll do 10. And subscriptions, I'm doing really well. We'll just do 10. So let's go ahead and add that up. So that's $100. Okay, again, starting with $100 in my savings challenges. And I do it this order on purpose. My bills are always first, then what I spend out, I know I'm going to spend. Then of course my debt, which I've kept in mind the whole time. I know where I'm at. And I do want to just point out, when I started my snowball, it was like $100. But I've been doing this for a few years now, and that's why it's up to $1,200. Also, when my pay increases, instead of putting it to more fun things, I increase my snowball. So just to let you know, if this area gets more than a few hundred, like right, if I do all my bills and my savings challenges gets like, oh, I have like 400 left over, I won't most likely, unless there's a good reason, just take the 400 and just use it on stuff. I'm going to redo my finances and put more into my snowball. I know a lot of people do Dave Ramsey and they'll say, why do you even do savings challenges, or why do you even put money in things like this? And the reason is that through my journey, I have found out that if I don't have these particular sinking funds and extra money, growing for Christmas and birthdays and then things I'm going to spend my money on, then I just go right back into debt, putting it on a credit card. There's no way that I'm not going to buy my kids a birthday present, or I'm not going to buy them a Christmas present. That's just what we do in my home. You do you, but this is what I do. And so in order to make sure that I'm not overspending or not budgeting, I go ahead and map it out this way to make sure that I'm good. But I do want to note that as my income increases, so does my snowball. So as soon as it gets more than a certain amount, I reevaluate for the next month and reallocate it so that my snowball can grow as well. So with 100 left over, it's really easy. I have this cash stuffing scratchers that I do, and I have saving long term. I love to put tons into both, but right now I have 50 for one and 50 for the other, leaving 100 total. And I do things all month long trying to earn extra money. So I will do yard sales and side hustles and help other people with babysitting and all kinds of things. And if I get extra money, I will throw it at my savings so that I can be a little bit more buffered so that I never go back into debt. Okay, so let's go see how this all goes. After bills, that was the $17.80 was after bills. And the cash envelopes were $370. The debt snowball was $210. Sinking funds, $100. And savings challenges, $100 as well. This should give us a $0 balance at the end. $17.80 after bills minus $370 minus, oh excuse me, I wrote $210. It's not $210. It says $1,200. The leftover was $210. Excuse me. Probably the whole time through the message going, it's $1,200. Thank you. Minus $1,200. Minus $100. Minus $100. I somehow messed up $10. I don't know now. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what I did. We will give an extra 10 right here. We'll give an extra 10 there, but for now, let's just do that. Let's do 10 in my savings challenges, 60 here, 110 here. You get the point, minus 110, and now we have 0. So every dollar is accounted for. I miscalculated by making a mistake here. So yeah, so we had the cash envelopes of $17.80 minus the $370, which was allotted, giving us the $14.10. Once we subtracted the debt snowball, we had $210 left. I had 100 in my sinking funds, which actually left us 110, and then 50 for the scratchers and 60 for the long-term savings, right, which equals 110. Now after the bills all subtracted, we have a $0 budget, which is exactly what you want. You want your money to all be accounted for and be told what to do. And I really want to encourage you to figure out what works for you. There's online plans, there's paper plans, whatever it is, so that you can go ahead and make sure that you really understand where your money is going and coming. And then make sure you also do like an expense tracker throughout the month. It's going to be really important to know, are you spending cash on this, on card on this? As a cash budgeter, this is something that actually helped me really figure out what I needed for different cash envelopes. So as you're doing your tracking, don't just write down how much money you're spending, but actually check off, like, is it cash? Is it a card? That way you can reassess, once a month or every quarter. Are you using your cash effectively? Are you paying your bills effectively? If you're using, an ATM every time you go to the grocery store, is it beneficial and time smart to be taking it out and then putting it back in, and taking it out and putting it back in? Or is it better just to use your self-discipline of, this is how much money I have, I'm going into the store, I'm pulling out my calculator, and I'm not spending over the $100 or whatever it is you have allotted. If you've been around a while, I go ahead and buy all my groceries through a card. I use the Ibotta and the Fetch app paired with the Walmart pickup order, so I don't have to go into the store, so I don't impulse buy or overspend or have to juggle my beautiful 6 babes in the store. But this actually has helped me save a tremendous amount of money, because impulse buying is a thing and it's hard. But if you pre-plan your meals and pick out the groceries online, you're making money off of those apps as well as staying on budget. I'll go ahead and link a video right here where it talks about how to pair those different apps to make the most money out of it, as well as stay on your meal budgets. And I want you to, as always, find joy in your budget journey, and I'll see you next time.